Psychopathy, the hidden behaviors you never noticed. Psychopathy, a personality disorder often linked to a lack of empathy, remorse, and antisocial behavior, has fascinated and unsettled people for decades. But beyond these well-known traits, there are peculiar behaviors that many wouldn't immediately associate with psychopathy. Before we dive in, let's be clear. Just because someone exhibits these behaviors doesn't mean they're a full-blown psychopath. But some of these signs are eerie enough to make you take a second look. So, let's explore these unsettling behaviors and what they might reveal about psychopathy. 1. Slow, quiet speech. Ever met someone who speaks just a little too slowly and a little too softly? Psychopaths often use this speech pattern as a tool for control and manipulation. Speaking deliberately and quietly forces people to lean in, making them more susceptible to suggestion. This calculated tone makes their words feel more significant and authoritative, even when they're not. It's also possible that psychopaths process speech differently due to how their brains function. Either way, their slow, quiet delivery is often a strategy to influence those around them. 2. Seeing life as a game of cause and effect. For a psychopath, emotions and morality don't play a role in decision-making. They see the world in cold, logical patterns of cause and effect, like a chessboard where people are just pieces to be moved. This mindset means they can make ruthless decisions without guilt, focusing only on outcomes. If hurting someone benefits them, they won't hesitate. Their inability to weigh emotional consequences makes them unpredictable and dangerous. 3. Overuse of the past tense. One bizarre yet noticeable pattern in psychopath speech is their tendency to speak in past tense, even when discussing current events. Why? Because they often detach themselves from the present. It's easier for them to discuss things from a distance, as if they're narrating a story rather than experiencing real emotions. Additionally, frequent past tense speech can be a subtle way to avoid responsibility. By framing events as if they're already behind them, they make it harder for others to challenge their actions. 4. The unblinking, predatory stare. You know that unsettling feeling when someone stares at you too long without blinking? That's what experts call the predatory gaze, a look psychopaths often use to intimidate or dominate. Most people blink naturally during conversations, showing signs of emotional engagement. Psychopaths don't. Their intense stare is calculated to make you uncomfortable while asserting silent control. It's like they're watching you not as a person, but as prey. 5. A weak sense of smell. Here's a weird one. Research suggests that psychopaths struggle to identify scents properly. This might be linked to dysfunction in their orbitofrontal cortex, the brain area responsible for impulse control, decision-making, and yes, processing smells. While it's not a diagnostic test, if someone can't tell the difference between coffee and gasoline, you might want to be cautious. 6. A strange resistance to yawning. Ever notice that yawns are contagious? When someone nearby yawns, you instinctively do the same. But psychopaths? They don't yawn back. Contagious yawning is linked to empathy, our ability to mirror others' feelings. Since psychopaths lack emotional connection, their brains don't respond the same way. If someone never joins in the chain reaction of yawns, it might hint at something deeper. 7. Laughing at the wrong moments. Imagine you're discussing something serious, maybe a tragedy or a heartbreaking event, and someone suddenly chuckles. That's a red flag. Psychopaths often display inappropriate laughter because their emotional responses don't align with social norms. They might laugh during sad moments or remain eerily calm in situations where others panic. It's not just awkward, it's unsettling. 8. Difficulty recognizing fear. Most people instinctively recognize fear in others. A quick glance at someone's expression is enough to tell when they're